Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Bella. I love all things design and DIY. I wanted to get something filmed for today and I have about an hour to spare. And I also have a pile of clothes that I've been meaning to alter or mend. And so I thought what I would do today is set a timer for an hour and see how many projects I can get done. I'm not going to be explaining these like tutorials just for the sake of time, but I will explain things as I go along, so hopefully you can still pick up some tips and tricks throughout the video. The very first project that I'm going to be starting with is this really cute cotton, kind of puffy sleeved form-fitted blouse. I love this top and I love the way that it fits. However, I don't really love poofy sleeves on my body type specifically. And so I thought what I would do with this is just cut the sleeve off and then turn it over where that shoulder seam is so that it's just a really nice form-fitted tank top. The first thing that I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna cut on this side of the shoulder seam just so I don't have that surged seam on the inside to fold over. Okay, sleeves are separated from top, and now I'm just going to take these edges and turn them over twice and then stitch along that just with a straight stitch. So our tank top is done. I really prefer the way that it looks just like this. And this took me about 10-11 minutes. So not too bad for the first project that I've been putting off for a long time. So next I have two matching sets. They're these really cute sleep sets that I thrifted. They're Joe Fresh. So they have the top and then a pair of like frilly shorts. The tops are just a little bit big on me. They don't not fit, but I just like a little bit more support like around the bust area. So, oh, and I just realized that this has a rip there, so that will also be something I will be repairing. So what I was thinking of doing is taking some elastic thread and just adding a little line of shirring under the bust on each side. So that should be a super quick project. So I'm gonna do that and then also fix this hole on the neckline. So to achieve this elastic shirring detail, you're just gonna need some elastic thread. There's different types of elastic thread that you can get. This is knitting elastic and it's thin and transparent. The kind that you want for this kind of detail is white and completely opaque and a little bit thicker than the knitting elastic. Any fabric store should carry it. And then you're just gonna put this in your bobbin and then use whatever regular thread you would on the top. And then keep your machine on a regular straight stitch and just sew. I would say the most difficult part about using this thread is keeping it in a straight line, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So you can see now that that line of shirring just added a little bit more shape to this top. So I'm really looking forward to wearing this now that it has a little bit more of a structured fit to it. And now what I'm gonna do is just go in on this rip here and layer that line over the fabric and just straight stitch along where the stitch line already is. Okay, so it's just been under 30 minutes and that's 3 projects done. The next project that I have should be a pretty quick one. So I recently thrifted this really pretty dress, but there's a few problems with it. The buttons do need to be reinforced. I don't know if I'm gonna do that today though, because it's not like they're really close to falling off. They're just kind of like fraying. But what I do need to fix is there is a top button missing and a bottom button missing. And so it's a little bit too revealing on the top. I actually wore this in my previous YouTube video that I posted about my bedding, and I ended up having to crop the entire video in because it was just too much and I didn't notice it on my tiny camera screen. So luckily there is a extra button sewn onto the inside of this dress. So I'm gonna use that for the top, and then I'm just gonna put a little stitch in the bottom where the last button would normally be, because it's not too short where this button ends, but I could probably use a few extra inches just to make sure, like if it's windy or something, that my dress isn't like flying open. So I'm gonna cut this bottom button off and then just quickly hand stitch it on and then tack that bottom piece together. Okay, that took me just under 10 minutes, which is perfect. I still have 23 minutes left. That's looking much more secure on the top now. The next piece that I want to work on is this pair of black pants. I got these last summer and they were such a staple. They have these slits in the sides. They're just really thin and breezy and so comfortable when it's hot out. The only problem is I've found over time that they're just the tiniest bit too long for me, and they kind of slip under my heels a little bit when I walk, and so I just need to take them up like half an inch to an inch. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut the hem off where it's already been done, and then just kind of do the exact same sort of hem over top of that. So the pants are done and I have 12 minutes to spare. And so I think what I'm gonna do is revisit these tops that I worked on. And I have some really adorable little bows. And I think I'm gonna put one on each start of the shirring line. So right here and here. I have like an ivory satin and then a yellow satin, so I think I'm going to do the ivory on the pink top and then the yellow on the white top. Okay, I basically finished that in perfect time. I did go about a minute over, but I'm counting it as under an hour because I was talking to the camera. Okay, so let's take a tally of all of the projects that we got done. We have our tank top, which I think looks really cute, and I'm excited to try this on. I think now without the puff sleeves, this is going to become a staple in my wardrobe this summer. We have the pajama tops, which look so cute with the little bows on them. This is how our pink one turned out. I think these are gonna be amazing. Again, I think I'm gonna get tons of wear out of these this summer, especially now that they have a little bit more support and like form fit on the bodice. Then we have our dress. I found it really satisfying to put this button on because it's so much tighter than all the other buttons, and I don't know if you can see that, but I also used brown thread to match the button for this as opposed to the orange thread to match the fabric that was already on the dress, and I really like the look of that better. So I think I'm gonna rethread all of these buttons probably another day, but in terms of me being able to wear this without falling out of it, this is perfect. And then lastly, our black pants, which I think are gonna be perfect. I do need to iron the bottoms just so that the hem isn't so like ruffly and stiff. So the grand total of sewing projects that I got finished was 5 in 1 hour, and I think that's a success. Timers are such a great way to just get a ton of stuff off your to-do list within that time and then be able to just walk away. I find it to be such a great hack for productivity. So I'm really happy with how this went. I hope it gave you some motivation to finish some sewing projects or any projects that you've been putting off. If you enjoyed it, then you can give it a like down below and subscribe to see more content just like this, and I will see you back here next time.